Hello everyone and welcome to Steve's Indies, the place where we talk all things cinema. So today I will be reviewing Alma Har'el's Honeyboy from 2019. Like I said in my previous video, it's one that I've had my eyes on to watch for a while, particularly after watching The Peanut Butter Falcon and continuing the Shia LaBeouf indie trail tale of redemption. If you haven't seen my other video, you can go to my channel to watch it and I will leave a link in the description below.
In case you fail. In case it don't work out. Yes, man. She's filling your head full of fear. I don't ever do that, do I? Huh? I pump you full of strength. Because we're on a team, and I know you got what it takes. You're a fucking star, and I know it. That's why I'm here. I'm your cheerleader, honey boy.
So the story of Honeyboy centres around the character of Otis, who is played immaculately by two characters. First of all by Lucashedges, who plays 22-year-old Otis, recovering from alcohol and substance abuse in rehab, and introducing Noah Jupe, who plays little 12-year-old Otis. Or should I say little 12-year-old Shia, aspiring actor who lives with his dad James. They're both amazing, but I particularly enjoyed Lucashedges' version of Shia, just his mannerisms and sometimes ways in which he responds abruptly and aggressively. It's just like Shia. The film follows the characters from two perspectives. Noah's 12-year-old character is living with and following the ropes of his army veteran dad James, who is seamlessly living off Otis for his money through acting, and 22-year-old Otis, who represents the tortured past of his childhood and who was desperately trying to find meaning and recover from an otherwise rough and tender upbringing. So you follow Noah as he battles to try and rekindle his respect and love from his father, and simultaneously Lucas, who is the mirror image of his father James, fighting through rehab to try and make sense of his past and also, it appears, present self. I think anybody that likes Shia LaBeouf and is like me and thinks he's making great film choices lately would enjoy this film. If you're a fan of him as an actor or just like as an interesting person to follow, this is a must watch. Although I wouldn't really like to tell you what genre this falls under. I mean, the closest thing is probably drama, but like many independent films, it struggles to be placed, but that's what indie films are good at doing. They place themselves into ambiguous categories that are more often than none driven by character performances. I think Alex Godfrey from Empire magazine critiqued this perfectly when he said that Honeyboy is somewhere between a primal scream, a self-acceptance, and even a forgiveness of sorts. This is an utterly unique bit of autobiography, brave, bold, and a little batshit. So the batshit side of the story comes primarily between the characters' behaviour and choices, and the strange unexplained shots of Clown James that I can only describe to you in my opinion as a direct result of alcohol, drugs, the side to Otis's father that mirrors and is what inspired the wacky, charismatic side to Shia that we see today. Drugs, alcohol, dealing with deep-rooted father and parental issues. Yeah, I'd say this constitutes as a drama more than anything else. So Shia's portrayal of the representation of his father is fantastic. It's his most explosive performance to date. Without giving any spoilers away, I would just say that jealousy can be a deep-rooted, horrible human trait that is only self-destructive. Speaking of wacky batshit, the editing is 100% suited to the film. It goes from 100 miles per hour in scenes of high-octane drug-induced self-infliction to 0 miles per hour in comical memories from past acting performances and sometimes intimate scenes between certain characters that I thought I could personally see coming. Dominic Lapierre and Monica Salazar have done a great job there, really balancing Shia's insecurities and high energy acting memories as well. So what I loved the most about the cinematography was most of the shots on Otis at the back of the motorcycle and where the camera would often be placed to follow James and Otis quite intimately. Again, it comes back to what I think makes an authentic production. Characters drive the story, but they are driven by what Alma places them and how much within the frame that she wants to show us. I often think of a few motel scenes where both characters are essentially living on top of each other. This is a great example of cinematography. So yes, if you didn't already know, this film was made about Shia LaBeouf and his childhood, his exploits as a kid living in LA, and most importantly about the defensive nature and vulnerability of his father, who is obviously a troubled individual returning from the war and it seems has passed these poor characteristics onto Shia in some way. So what I respect most about this film is that the idea is based on Shia's life and at times troubled childhood. In Hollywood today, there aren't many actors that would allow this type of invasive judgment to be made about their life. Again, the beauty about independent cinema is that it remains authentic at the best of times. times. It's bold, fantastic, and a breath of fresh air to see someone from Hollywood show that it's okay to accept your past, even if it's dark, just embrace it. I used to watch Even Stevens religiously, and what's really cool about the film is that it's all about his childhood acting. I mean, the pie in the face, the dancing, karate granny, and butler dinner are all sweet memories from the television series that ultimately made Shia's career. So I think Alma really gave something back to Shia with this film, and he would be really grateful to embrace his vulnerabilities on the screen so that people can really use it against him. But ultimately, it's just a film about a boy who was desperate for the love and respect of his father. I'd give it a solid 7.1, and it's very heavy. I also thought that some of the characters were a bit unnecessary, but it was great to see a film about Shia, written by Shia, because let's face it, he's a hell of an interesting person. Anyways, thanks for watching. Keep notified for my next indie review and an announcement for a new idea that I have planned very soon. Thanks again.